back this Thursday evening. I'm Laura Cornelius. You are watching the Global Poker League. We are live and interactive with you for the next few hours. We have already seen some great action here from Heads Up Play from the Americas Conference. We saw Emmy award-winning actor Aaron Paul battle it out against Jonathan Jaffe. It was the LA Sunset versus the San Francisco Rush, and Aaron Paul did incredibly well to win 2 games to 1, taking 6 points for Team LA Sunset. San Francisco able to take 3 points in the third and final game though. We've got another great match coming your way in just a few moments time. This evening, Jason Wheeler of the New York Rounders will be taking on Joao Bauer of the Sao Paulo Metropolitans. I mentioned it before. We saw Jason in action in the Cube in Las Vegas. One of the games he played just lasted 1 hand. So we'll see if we can get some of these to last a little longer than that one. Let's take a look at the Americas standings as it is right now after that first game of the evening. We saw, of course, LA Sunset picking up 6 points there. They remain in second place with 173 points, and the San Francisco Rush remain in 5th place. They picked up 3 points in that last game, 132 points. Now we're going to watch the Sao Paulo Mets face off against the New York Rounders. That's 3rd and 4th place, but there's quite a big gap between them, so they will remain in 3rd and 4th place no matter what happens in this next match, whether Jason Wheeler or in fact Joao Bauer manages to clean sweep. We will have to find out. If you need to download our app, which of course you do, you can do so now. It's available on the iOS platform or of course the Android platform, and you can keep up to date with everything going on at GPL. You can also buy all of our merchandise now from the fan shop. Get your t-shirts, hoodies and baseball caps of your favorite team and get them sent now free of charge. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter and on YouTube. So get following. 2 more matches coming your way this evening. The next one is about to kick off, so let's head over to our commentary team of Roland in the booth B and Steven Van Zedloff.
That's him and me.
I don't know about you, Steve. I'm still a bit flushed from that first game.
Action is heating up.
Things got a bit warm in the studio.
Well, I have to warn you, Jason Wheeler and Joao Bauer, it's going to get hotter in here.
Things are warming up nicely on the GPL. Week 11, guys. 3 more weeks after this of studio action before we head off to Vegas. We started the night, well, what can we say? Aaron Paul just blasting.
It was a fun
forcing Jonathan Jaffe off the best hand many times. You know, he really, I mean, he got it in kings against jacks for the sweep.
He got sucked out on a couple times. And
aces against king deuce with on the turn.
Yeah. He was crushing. I mean, he was crushing one of the best heads-up poker players of the world. And
God,
maybe he's a natural. He should get back into poker. Stop that other thing.
Yeah,
what was he doing?
I think he's an actor, just
play poker.
A stage actor,
He needs to
mainly
play
sort
poker.
of independently run kind of like theatre shows,
good.
Voluntary work and things like that. But yeah, no, I think he's got potential as an actor. But no, lots of potential as a poker player. Anyway, on to this match: Jason Wheeler against Joao Bauer. I guess we know more about one of these players than the other.
Joao
Bauer, I've got no.
Like one of the other Brazilian players this week, I don't know Joao Bauer in person, but probably very well online.
Lots of. I think he's got 2.5 million in online cashes. I think he had he won a scoop, second in a scoop in 2016.
I don't actually remember like big hands I played with him or a lot of statistics or whatever. But he's Brazilian, so he's not afraid probably, and we'll see where he goes.
Yeah.
And Jason Wheeler is not afraid either. So.
Well, I mean, it's a great match coming up. I've seen a mixture of these guys on the GPL. Joao Bauer, Jason Wheeler, 2 wins, 1 loss in the heads up. Beat Jake Cody in week 7 and was swept by Randy Liu in the Cube. But he bounced back to beat Elke 2-1 in his final game in the Cube. And as for Joao Bauer, seen him in a mixture of kind of heads up and 6 max. He's a couple of...
Who managed to get more points?
He's lost 4. He's lost 3 and won 1. He's got beaten by Jonathan Little, got beaten by Fabrice Soulier, got swept by Sergei Lebedev, but he did get that all-important win against Faraz Xhaka of the San Francisco Rush.
Like the same amount of points so far.
Both scored 25. Yeah, both scored 15 in the heads up, and well, they both scored 25 points total
okay, yeah.
in the
Okay.
GPL so far. What's your experience of Jason Wheeler? Obviously, a very popular player, fun to play with.
Fun guy, friendly guy, always super friendly and talkative. Not a shy guy, so very fun to have on the table. And
3 million, you see, almost 3 million in cash.
Oh yeah, he's been around. He's been around for
27
a long
on
time.
the having a really killer 2016. I noticed 24 cashes so far in 2016.
It was about to come.
Yeah, it was, and he had that really nice that win in the World Series of Poker circuit in Las Vegas for just shy of
as he says himself,
400,000.
Cream rises to the top. So
yeah, he's been.
He'll have to prove it today.
He's been around for years actually, Jason Wheeler,
yeah.
but finally, putting some really nice results together, and that's reflected in his GPA position. And he's just he's just going from sort of strength to strength really. He's been really fun to watch on the GPL.
He talks a lot on the heads-up matches.
It depends. I guess it'll depend what else he's doing. Hopefully, we'll get some insight. He's just,
Depends on where he is, what he's doing. He loves Amsterdam, I know. So
he's quite
for obvious reasons,
quite keen on Amsterdam, as are a lot of poker players.
The bicycles.
Yeah, well, but he's really a keen cycling enthusiast. Is Jason Wheeler? He loves canals as well.
Yeah.
Into very keen on boats and
So we'll see where the match goes. Who would you put your money on?
Jason Wheeler. I'm going to put my money on.
Okay.
But I don't think we're going to see a sweep. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Jason Wheeler.
No, as far as I know, Joao Bauer is also very, very capable of playing high-level
he's
poker.
He's going to. And actually, we had a lot of fun watching João Perez Samao earlier in the week. He did a lot
made
of,
the game. He
funky
going
plays.
For it. I love it.
Here we see João Bauer's stats. Obviously, far more well known online.
Only one win. Huh.
Yeah, one victory. Rubbish. What a loser.
No.
622,000 cashes.
It's actually hard to win live poker tournaments nowadays. That's not an easy thing.
Yeah, really hard.
10 years ago, you just took the train to Paris and you came home with like a couple of trophies. I mean, it's not that easy anymore. Yeah.
We're not ganging up on the French tonight, guys. We already had our sort of war with the Twitch chat. And here we go. Off to the game. Jason Wheeler on your left with ace-3 of spades.
We have a double visual. And Joao Bauer seems to be in like a coffee shop, or is this his study where he makes notes in the background?
Well, I mean, the second player this week to be playing in front of a chalkboard. Do you ever play with a chalkboard behind you?
Maybe like a noteboard or something. Yeah,
I like it. You identify your. I think he's listed some other players there.
I think so, right? We'll try to puzzle it out what it is. In the meantime, Jason is going for the nut flush. Both have decent hands, so yeah. Curious to see. Again, I'm always curious to see how the styles of players are going to unfold. It also depends on the combination they get, like what type of player they find ahead of them. Jason again with an interesting lighting. We've seen that. Is that Amsterdam in the background? I don't think so. We don't have that many skyscrapers in Amsterdam.
I think we need more information. I mean, it could be on like the second floor.
I mean, I can't call it my hometown city, but I should be able to recognize. We don't have like an Eiffel Tower or anything.
After you are Dutch.
Boston. I am visiting for a few days.
Boston.
Before I head to Canada to play online. Never been to Boston before, so.
He's not exactly whispery.
Check it out.
But we hear Jason soft. He's in Boston, or as they say, Boston.
Boston, Massachusetts. A lot of the finest sports teams come from there.
I've been there once.
And we get no action with kings. Side.
Tilt.
Getting a bit of action with queen 6.
Okay, if he bets here, I'm just probably going to call. I think I have the best hand a lot of the time, so we'll go to a turn, see if we turn some hearts, see if we hit a queen. But we might not need to hit anything. We could just simply have the best hand. King is not the best, but it doesn't really change all that much. We're either ahead or we were behind.
Unfortunate river there for Jason.
I could just check here, but I see nothing wrong with going for some value. I think it's likely we have the best hand. And maybe just to push him off a 7.
Let's get this with a 10.
10.
Rivet.
To be called by less, Jason
Fair enough.
should have been floating with less than Joao Bauer had. which is not super likely, I would say. But Jason not afraid
I
to
knew
go
he
for
had
thin value.
10. I probably would have bet a lot bigger, but c'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
He speaks French. He doesn't only love Amsterdam, he also loves Paris, I think. C'est la vie.
I've got to say, Stephen, impressive
I'll let
analysis
that
of
one go.
Jason Wheeler's location, correctly identifying that he wasn't in Amsterdam.
Mhm.
I didn't feel there was enough information to go on.
I think my
Yes.
plan for this match is just to play solid poker and hope he gets bored
Boo.
and that I catch him in a spot.
So far, what I can see from Joao Bauer's image is always hard to make a simple read, but he
I'm gonna
doesn't.
bet this because I don't have anything other than a gut shot. So
Joao doesn't seem bored easily. He's here to
interesting card.
grind.
I'm going to continue here, and I'm gonna go really big. Because there's like so much stuff I could have. It's really hard for him to continue. Looks like I'm trying to get more chips in too so that I can win a lot more. Interesting.
Glad to hear Jason talk. Always nice to hear the strong insights he has.
Alright, I can't help myself. I'm gonna go for one bluff.
That's what we want to see. I'm
Pretty,
going to play solid
I'm
poker.
gonna
You know
play
what? I'm going to
solid
triple
poker.
barrel this 6 high.
I'm gonna wait for him to make the mistake.
Yeah. Well, it's going to work.
Yeah.
I can
No,
tell
yeah,
you.
it's gonna work.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Xiao can hero call this.
Because I think this kind of puts him in a cage. He doesn't know what to do with most of his hands. I went big, big. If it doesn't work, we'll go back to the original plan, but I can't help myself here.
Oh my god.
And all of a sudden, a dog comes walking into the
And I just
studio.
think it's a tough
Walking.
spot. I like putting people in tough spots.
Oh, he's gonna make the call with the 9. Really,
Wow.
Wow,
interesting
what a
call
hero.
there from Joao Bauer.
No excitement at
Yeah.
all. He's
Call me
here
a
to
third
play.
pair.
Standard call.
He clearly knows the reputation of Jason being capable of making
That's
big bluffs.
interesting.
Very nice call.
That's gonna be good.
Whoa.
Is that Jason's dog?
I mean,
He's traveling. He's in Boston. I wouldn't expect Jason to have a dog in his suitcase normally.
Get 'em for value.
I was going to say, Xiao is thinking this hard about pretty much the bottom of his range, so
I
Jason...
think my original game plan is perfect. Couldn't help myself on that one.
So Jason's
No need
bluff
to go big here. He either has a piece or he doesn't.
would have failed
He
against
doesn't.
top pairs as well, and hands like that, so it was risky.
He's not gonna call me too much there with like a king high or anything. He's gonna c-bet this board almost always. I'm gonna call. See a turn. Can hit straight draws, 2 pair draws. Can also have the best hand.
not anymore.
It's still a pair. Pair is a pair. Pair of 6s, pair of dogs in your suitcase. You almost
He's
got
gonna
your head
double
to
here
the
a
roof.
lot. I'm gonna have to let it go if he does. Especially to that sizing, unfortunately. He could easily just be exploiting me here, but there's not much I can do about it.
Yeah, I did almost jump out of my skin when that dog, but there was no like forewarning. It was like straight in there with the loud bark. There was no
Yeah.
like crescendo of barking. There was no like minor bark just to warm us up for the big bark. Straight in with the boom. Straight in with the.
Yeah, Jason's
the-
talking softly, so we had
Yeah.
a lot of volume on Jason probably, so...
Yeah, our sound guys are trying to like find a nice balance between Jason Wheeler analysis and
Okay,
not
first
like
3-bet
destroying.
of the match. I'm inclined to think this is probably with some kind of suited connector or something that's not really that good, but I'm gonna let him have it.
Yeah, our sound guys really working working their socks off to try and manage the array of sounds coming from Jason Wheeler's microphone.
The lightning guys have a good job too.
There's nothing I can do. And
Joao Bauer,
the
super clear visual.
beaming sun in the background. Yeah.
I'm not going to do anything there.
Actually, it might be the dog might be at Joao Bauer's place.
I don't know. He seems very blue. Like
Yeah,
I
but,
feel
but
like
he has earphones on, so that would make
He
sense.
3-bet me. Time I 3-bet him.
I feel like Jason would have reacted to the dog if it was at his place. And he's traveling, so I bet my money on that the dog is at Joao Bauer's place, actually.
oh, and the noise cancelling
Mostly because
headphones.
it's just not going to play that well unless I hit a set. And also just to kind of up aggression a little bit.
Play a solid game, Jason.
That way I can get paid when I have a nice hand.
Uh-oh.
Jack 6. I mean, can flop a jack, but you can also fold.
Okay, we've seen a few players defending Jack 6 type
No,
hands.
this is
So
probably on
behind
the
me
tighter
is
side.
Boston. My first time here. Came to visit some friends and kind of excited to check it out since I've never been here before. I don't even think I've been here on a layover before. So
Boston. You been
Season, a few times, yeah. Season 2 of the GPL, guys. If you feel like that we need a Boston team, let us know what they should be called.
Good. I could 3-bet this, but it plays too good. Let's see the flop.
Probably wouldn't call them the
Jason
Boston
is
Bombers.
peeling his queen 9 here. We've seen the last.
We're either way ahead or we're way behind. It's an interesting card.
Not too many strong flushes. Joao can
really?
rep here. So
Didn't really see much of a point of trying to bluff the river. I expect him to call me with all of his hearts that aren't like the worst hearts.
Joao Bauer looking really serious.
Yeah.
Doing good business here.
I mean,
Trying to grind it down.
Just gonna throw one of those random ones in there, see what happens.
Gonna play a solid game, but still we have to 3-bet some hands. And 10 deuce is not a super weird hand to do that. And it works.
do you think we're going to get a smile out of Joao Bauer? Or do you think
I'm just trying to ramp up aggression a little bit. I want to get paid when I have it.
King 9 could
He
have been
already
a call.
showed a tendency to call me down quite light. As he did in that first hand.
Yeah, that was a nice call. Boom. You want to get paid when you have it, and then you have it.
I'm not quite sure why he just went to limping, but we're definitely going to try to look like we're punishing this.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Seems
I would
really
bet.
weird, though, to go from raising where the stacks didn't change to now he's limping. But let's see what happens. Maybe a misclick? I don't know. We'll see if he limps again.
Could that have been a misclick?
I don't think so, but I agree with Jason that I don't see any reason for Xiao to change his game. It's not like they had been over-aggressive or anything. Raising 6-3 off is nothing to be ashamed of. Playing
Okay, back
500,
to raising,
1000.
so probably just a misclick. Gonna call here.
It's like a peel you're never super happy with. This means like help for Jason.
Joao Bauer turning the best hand. Gut shot for Jason.
Yeah, I mean, it's help for both. And, well, Xiao would have given up probably. So, yeah, it's actually help for Xiao. Probably even more than for Jason. Interesting lead
Yeah, I
here.
think it's gonna go check a lot. I have a gut shot, but if it gets there, it's pretty disguised. I think I can win it some here. Yep.
Kester on Twitch. Thanks for the heart attack, dog. I feel your pain, Kester. I'm still beating
It was really loud here.
double the speed I was.
Jack 5 suited, defendable hand. Would be interesting to see how Jason balances his turn leading range here with what kind of value hands that weren't strong enough to check raise the flop with on a wet board, but are strong enough to lead the turn.
Could check this, could bet this. I'm just gonna bet it. I think both are fine.
Jason creeping back to parity with Joao Bauer after that early setback, in which Joao called him down. A pair of nines on a King Queen 9-8.
Yeah, Jason is a grinder. He won't give up easily. He's known for putting in the hours.
So far, I like the pace of the match. We're not taking too long. We're not tanking. It's quite nice, actually.
Snapping off each other's river beds with fourth pair.
Same as before. Gonna peel one here almost always with the queen high, especially with the backdoor flush draw. Can definitely have the best hand here a lot. This is the spot where I would think about heroing if he had bet again and then bet the river. I think now I have the best hand, so I'm gonna go for some value
Sounds reasonable.
and see what happens. Alright, so we have gotten back to even. Now time to take the lead.
Probably not gonna happen this hand, Jason.
This is an interesting board. I'll bet it. Consider checking back here. I want to just keep aggression as high as possible. Make the matches go quicker and more of a chance he makes a mistake.
Yeah, so far Xiao seems to be grinding very solidly.
Don't think I'm gonna win this hand.
Very light value bet here from Xiao. His kicker plays though. $600, $1,200. A lot of money on the table.
So do you think we're going to get a smile from Joao Bauer, or do you think it's
yes.
we're going to see the same face?
No, we are going to see a smile.
So you're going to say yeah.
Yes.
I'll take the no.
Yeah, no, I think.
I already owe you €10.
Yeah, I think he will get more comfortable as soon as he starts raking in points, and he's playing a very solid game so far. So yeah, I can see him getting some points in this match, and then he will smile. He will give us a nice, comfortable, relaxed smile.
Debated about doing something there. So with us being in fourth place, these are kind of important matches. So I definitely want to get out of this with at least a 2-1. A sweep would be nice just as long as it's not against me.
Strong analysis from Jason there.
Yeah, Jason Wheeler was swept by Randy Lou in the cube.
Okay, another 3 bet.
Doesn't want to swallow that bitter pill.
Not not gonna
for the
mix
second
it
time.
up here. Stick with the strategy.
Both players have been reacting relatively tight against 3-bets, folding king 9 and a suited jack 7.
Let me give this up.
All comes down to the perceived 3-bet range of your opponent, of course.
Certainly haven't seen a spot yet where both players have sort of dealt a premium hand pre-flop.
This could have been a value 3-bet from Xiao, but then he would have been in kind of a nasty spot if he would be 4-bet, so he decides to call.
I'm gonna check here so that I'm kind of repping some showdown value. And if he checks again, I'm gonna bet. He didn't bite. I could be getting bluffed because I checked, but that's
No,
semi-bluffs.
Semi-bluff.
that's what happens when you take that line.
No shame in checking the flop at all.
I was trying to rep a jack that I would delay bet on the turn.
Fine looking hands pre-flop and a very fine looking flop, but they do not connect with each other, so this might be one of the more boring hands.
Patience.
So yeah, Jason alluded to how important this game was for the New York Rounders, and it can't be stressed enough the sort of vulnerable position they're in the Americas Conference. They are the 4th place team, and obviously only the top 4 teams proceed to the playoffs in Las Vegas. So they are the most vulnerable side in the league to a sort of turnaround.
5 points ahead only of the San Francisco
Yeah.
Rush before today.
Yeah, and they're a little bit cut off from the Sao Paulo Metropolitans, 14 points. And if Joao Bauer was to extend that lead, that would leave them very vulnerable to a sort of a strong finish by one of the other 2 teams at the bottom. Probably the San Francisco. I mean, it seems a little bit late for the moneymakers, but I mean, a strong finish from the Rush could really put the Rounders under pressure of not making the playoffs.
And in the meantime, Joao Bauer gets his trip 8s on the turn.
This is kind of a good spot in the lead.
It is, and he has it this time too, which is a bit difficult for Jason, because Xiao will also have a lot of
Not
bluffs
so
here.
much I can do about it, unfortunately. It's just a good spot if he can identify it to lead. So, and he found it.
Yeah, nice lay down there from Jason Wheeler. Could have got himself into a very awkward river spot as well with the stack sizes.
I mean, yeah, then
Now it makes sense for him to go to the limping strategy, so I don't read anything into that.
Jason slipping below 20 big blinds. Blinds up to 8-16.
Boom. A little something for Xiao there. That's good news for Jason.
Don't think he would have chose to limp an ace the very first hand when stack sizes called for it, so I'm almost positive I have the best hand here unless he binked the jack or 8-9 here. 8-9 should have bet, so yeah, we win.
I agree.
There's no point to really do much other than just get to the river as cheap as possible.
Jason could have made a small value bet if he thinks Xiao Bauer would have checked a
Guess
better
I should have
10 pretty often.
to at this point. I saw 2 connected cards. It just looked pretty. Now he went back to raising. Interesting.
8-4.
Guess he's just mixing it up.
Not a must fold, but it's definitely close.
I'm gonna go to limping though.
All the chips.
All the chips, all you can eat. Getting to the sort of critical point in this game where Zhao's electing to shove. Oh, this could be a...
Jam.
Xiao can limp or raise
Come on,
here.
you
I
can do
think
it.
limping is slightly better to not get blown off his equity. He does escape here. Oh, wait. We get an interesting slow play for Jason.
He has a king here. He's just probably going to win all my chips.
That's going to make him at least one more bet. I like the play. I like the flat call from Jason here. Can go both ways.
Bit of equity for Joao here.
And since Jason doesn't have a lot of strong kings here, Joao might elect to bet him off a 4 of a 3 or a float.
I'm going to try to polarize myself in the hopes that he'll calm me down thinking I missed a draw. Like a flush draw. Like he did in the previous spot when I bet big.
I like this bet from Jason.
Really nice analysis there as well. Sort of polarizing himself without a polarized hand.
And he's definitely gonna get gold lighter. Again, this match we will have some opportunities to see Xiao looking for another hero call. Yeah, it's what they call merge value betting. Like he feels he's strong enough.
Could have raised as well, but I want to keep him in the thought process of jamming all in as well instead of raising. Because that is much better for me. Kind of a board where it's just like everybody knows nobody has anything.
Oh, I don't see why you couldn't have a strong hand, Jason.
Gut shot gets there for
Yeah,
Joao Bauer. Jason's
quite of a light peel since
Jason-
you couldn't wrap a lot of strong hands here, like ace-x hands, but still.
Steal this one, see what happens.
yeah.
Nice check from Xiao. Gets him some action.
Nope.
And a very fast
Low
call.
end.
Yeah, there was a spot there where I mean it was unlikely to ever be raised.
Jam. 73,000 chips.
Jason down to 11 big blinds.
Interesting call on the flop with the jack deuce.
Yep, I agree with Jason. It's a light peel there. $11 big blinds for Jason Wheeler. Let's see how these guys' short stack game is. Did they study the push chart for 10 big blinds heads up?
I got a feeling both these guys know their
Yeah,
charts.
They're probably going to be
I mean,
close
like
enough
the
to.
Joao Bauer,
finish
he's got kind of he's got 2.5 million in
Pair, some paint, an ace. 10-4 is not going to get her done.
It'd be nice to catch 10-4 offsuit. Nah, not good enough. Creative min raise here from Xiao. He probably thinks his king 4 is not good enough to jam in the 11 big blinds of Jason. Depends on how you play the rest of your range.
Could be it. Queen high for Jason. Probably going to be okay. Interesting. I felt like
Could jam it, but
Yeah, I think a shove is better than a fold
get
there.
him.
he got out of jail in light. Well, the two hands actually were. But yeah, slightly surprising. A lot of other players we've seen in the heads-up matches would kind of almost an auto shove with the queen high there.
Yeah, I mean you
10
can
bigs.
shove any queen, but queen 7 is not any queen.
Nice.
There,
No!
I got it. I won my money.
Okay, that's what
He smiled.
that's what gets Joao Bauer. Okay, this will be it.
I knew he was gonna smell. Yeah, probably queen 5 is an okay shove. So
Feel
queen
that.
7 is more than strong enough to get it in.
Qualquer 10.
King or 10 needed. There it is.
Dobra.
There's the
Double up.
board.
Jason Wheeler.
Jason.
Comeback time.
And
Now this is where I can get cute and like limp trap him for the rest.
Do that. We are ready
Here
for
we go.
fireworks.
so we finally find out what floats Joao Bauer's boat, and that's getting a walk with aces.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously the sadistic type. Loves the pain.
He loves the pain. He smells when he feels pain. And back to the grind.
Back to the grind we go.
In 10 seconds, we're going to the next level. So we're still going to be short, and the action will still be
Fast
on in
and
this
furious.
game. Yep.
Like you've come to expect on the GPL,
Tempted
guys.
to jam this, but I'm gonna take a flop
8-9 suited flops really well.
just in case he was setting me up.
A lot of equity for Joao Bauer here.
Yeah, I feel like both players have established like a decent limping strategy now, so
There
they will
we go.
There
also
it is.
limp strong hands.
Straight for Jason.
Yeah,
He
Xiao.
should continue with
Xiao has
all
some
of his
equity.
big spades. Now I'm just gonna go
Big.
Big.
really big again.
Yeah, big. Jason, do it.
Because I know he loves the hero, so.
I mean, this is a hero call if he makes it again. He does have a spade blocker though to block flushes. He does have a straight blocker, a flush blocker and a straight blocker.
Yeah, I feel like this is a similar spot to the early hand we saw where Jason didn't have it and bet similar sizing on the river.
Except for the
Zhao's
fact
hand's
that
slightly weaker here.
yeah, plus except for the fact that Xiao expect him to go for wrapping bluffs now with like medium hands. I mean, he has a strong hand now, but he could go for this sizing with the queen now, and Xiao knows that. He's good enough to see that. So there's still a lot of stuff Jason could have now. So this would have been an even tougher call.
Jason pulling it back.
Yep, the grinder is grinding. Long straight, if you put these hands together.
8-9, yeah, the pre-flop wrap.
Yep, there it is. Outs and equity for everyone. Is this the last hand? Nah. They're both
No.
not reckless.
No, I mean, I guess an 8 might see a few more chips go in.
It might, yeah. This is probably a turn that both players can choose to bluff.
Jason getting his bluff in there first.
Xiao might actually bluff this hand. It's kind of thinnish to peel, so
Ah,
he might decide to turn the bottom of his range
I almost always expect him
into a
to
bluff.
bet his fives. So I'm not quite sure what this is other than probably a bluff,
I see no reason to bet 4 or 5 here.
but I'm gonna let him have it.
ooh.
It just doesn't make much sense. I would almost always expect him to bet his fives on the flop.
Ship it in there. Jason Wheeler. There's correct instincts there. Nice instincts, but
play back
couldn't pull
there,
the trigger.
I just think I can get him, so I'm gonna play patient.
Or Xiao might have flopped the nuts and slow play that.
Yeah.
But
Some
I don't
options.
think he has the patience to check back a five there on the flop, so I'm gonna call shenanigans there.
You'll see it in a couple minutes on the stream, Jason, if you have it open.
Jason mentioning more than once that he's has less than full confidence in Joao Bauer's patience. I don't know if he's.
He looks like a very patient guy to me.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of the stereotypical patient guy if ever I saw one. He's got his chalkboard. He looks diligent. He looks studious. I don't know.
Professionally put himself in a quiet zone with his earphones.
Yeah, I mean I haven't seen all Joao Bauer's games, so maybe he's got form in the GPL for.
Yeah, Jason has probably
spewing
more
off.
info.
He was swept by Sergei Lebedev in the cube. Maybe there were a few spots in that game where he got
Jason,
ants in his pants, but I mean
Jason might have seen stuff that we haven't seen.
Oh, he tried to trick me. The limp with the ace queen. It's good
Gotta
to
protect
see.
your limping range. Okay, board for Jason to bet. He can check, pick up equity. He has a lot more ace-x hands than Xiao here. So
This is just a delayed continuation bet.
I like that too.
Can't call me unless he has an ace, a king, a five, pretty much. It's a little more credible sometimes when you delay it.
up to our favourite level, 1,400 to 2,800.
Hmm.
The sexiest
Only
of the
serious
levels.
players get there.
Yeah,
Is that
serious
level?
level for serious players. these two warriors more than deserving of a trip to 14-28.
Yeah, they look more than serious. They're playing a very solid game so far. There you go. Strong enough to raise out of position. Queen.
Aggression has been pretty low.
Seems like both these players seem very comfortable playing, with a shorter. Those
Yeah.
less
They,
than,
they
less
seem
than
to be
20
know
big
what they're
blinds.
doing. Yeah.
Neither really panicking.
No. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to spot really big
Need to
mistakes.
get a little bit more chips so we can go back to min raising.
Yeah, it depends on how aggressive they both reach deal, but limping seems to work fine with these stacks as well.
We're up to hand 65, which is definitely the sort of deeper end of the sort of typical heads-up match.
Interesting raise here from Joao. Can't wrap too many aces, and Jason can have those. But still, he decided to protect his six.
Come on, reward me for not giving up versus this guy. Let's go.
Jason calling for his recompense for this could be this could be it.
Really
We're
good.
done. This
It's
is
the
a
King
showdown.
10. King 10 versus the Anthony Zinno Memorial hand.
Jason is
Gonna-
actually trapping,
Thinks
but
he's trapping.
not gonna help
Going
him.
to get it in bad, and we'll need to hit a 10 or something
10
funky.
or a
That's
donut.
10.
Well,
Flush draw and an up and down.
Joao
for,
has some outs.
Lots of outs for Joao Bauer. Not a flush draw, of course, because the King of Spades is in the hand of Jason Wheeler.
Joao is halfly smiling.
There it is.
That it is.
There it is.
Oh. Well, he was ahead pre-flop. We can't blame him for taking a 9 on the river.
Good game.
Good game, yeah. It was a nice game to see.
Was, yeah.
Good grinding.
And vamos to the Sao Paulo Metropolitan.
Doing good business this
We'll
week.
probably be getting inserted into the Twitch chat a few times in the light of that result.
Yeah.
Great result for
Nice game.
Joao Bauer.
Yeah.
Kind of felt, well, he might have felt a bit hard done by in Jason's perception of him, that he was impatient, that he was going
Looks very serious.
to explode,
We got some smiles.
like a ticking, stick of dynamite. But he didn't blow up. He just
No,
carried
no,
on.
no.
And
They were both patient and very nice match. Lots of grinding. Small pots, they switched to limping, and as you would expect.
Yeah, both players,
Lot of small pots.
very kind of comfortable, it would seem, in heads-up poker. Neither,
Yeah.
I mean, both players,
I think they've done this before.
possibly not the first time that these
Yeah.
two have played heads-up poker. And yeah, we've got really exciting game ahead. Jason Wheeler, as he alluded to, and as I confirmed, noting that the New York Rounders are really in a rather precarious position in the Americas conference.
They want points.
They've become cut off adrift of the Sao Paulo Metropolitans ahead of them, which leaves them vulnerable. I mean, at the moment, the Rush and the the Las Vegas Moneymakers haven't been putting points on the board. They haven't really been threatening the teams above them. But any sort of result,
Jason is not done.
yeah. I
He is
mean,
not done.
Jason correctly identified there that 3 points would be okay, but really doesn't
No,
want to
he
get
wants
swept.
it 2-1. And it's
Yeah.
still possible.
Well,
Do you believe in it?
I believe in it.
There you go.
But I don't think Jason Wheeler is going to be swept by Joao Bauer unless the deck is just
anything can happen.
incredibly unkind.
I'm impressed by Xiao's game. He was serious, and I didn't see any weird stuff. He's going for the grind.
Yeah, this is week 11 of online action here at the GPL. 3 more weeks following this, and then we are packing things up and heading off to the Cube on our purpose-built studio in Las Vegas for the playoffs, where the teams will. Top 4 teams from each conference will be battling out for that $100,000 first prize. We showed you the format of the playoffs earlier. As you see on your screen, 30% bonus for the winning team in each conference. That will be reflected in their chip stack in the first of the playoff games. 4th place team, who's currently the New York Rounders, would go into that at a slight disadvantage if they were to take on the Montreal Nationals. 2nd place team getting a 20% bonus. 3rd place getting a 10% bonus. Those bonuses are carried over into the next game, the sort of semi-final, essentially.
And as an kind of additional bonus, if you finish first in your own half, then you also get to play the number 4, who is probably worse than the number 2 on average. So that's an extra bonus you get. So you really want to finish first. It's like, it seems like only 30%, but that's actually quite a lot. So yeah.
And that second game is, of course, the conference championship, because I said the semi-final, but that game will actually determine the champion of each conference. So the team that does it,
Eurasia champion.
So the team that the team that eventually loses in the final will still be left with the glory of being the conference team, the conference champion of their particular.
Do they get a trophy for that? It's like the loser's trophy, but you're still a winner.
Stephen, we're going to be handing out trophies. There's going to be confetti. I mean,
I'm ready.
The $100,000 is actually the least of the kind of the prizes we're going to be like showering on these players in the queue. We are ready to go back to the second heads-up match in this game. Joao Bauer against Jason Wheeler, and here they go.
Nice.
Joao remains on the right. Jason looking to pull things back at 1-0.
They had a little break. Joao probably ordered something from the chalkboard, and Jason may have taken a break and a walk out on the balcony. Enjoyed the view a little bit. Watched some bicycles from his balcony drive through Boston. Ace high, king high, no fireworks yet.
There isn't really the dynamite card on the river, is there? 8, no. King, no.
We'll see how Jason will manage his comeback. For sure he's eager to get some points in this match. We already know that. His team needs him now, Jason. You gotta make it. You gotta do it.
Hopefully that loss doesn't dent Jason Wheeler's confidence, because it's always great to hear his thoughts. He really talks through the game in a way that, makes a lot of sense. Oh.
It better does. This
Nice.
guy won millions.
Yeah, and nice when you flop a full house with the 6-3 off.
We've seen Jason make relatively light floats, and he does again. And luckily for him, he doesn't hit a jack or an 8, because Joao is already, I'm not going to say locked up, but it's pretty close. Pretty close to a lock with your full house. Overbets the pot when a lot of draws come in. Well, a lot. He could have had like a lot of straight draws already, and a flush draw that comes here may surprise Jason if he has like something like a float with a queen. Then he's definitely gonna pay off these big bets. So yeah, totally understandable. Let alone if he has a 3, then you really want to charge him the maximum price.
Let's play this match a little more aggressive.
There you go.
There you go.
Queen 8, why not?
Coming back
suited.
firing.
We're suited. Yeah, Jason doesn't mind the deep stacks. He knows how to put in more money. We've seen that before. Especially with a suited ace. We saw Joao think a little bit there. A hand that could go always. Could even have 3-bet or make a tight fold or lose 3-bets. You never know.
But 8 is okay.
Jason turns a pair.
It's not so much reason to bet. I think we're ahead.
You get the bad news.
7 got there on the back door, but we're gonna call.
Yeah, quite some draws that missed there.
Okay, 2 pair got there as well.
Only needed one of those pairs.
Good to see is defending as wide as that. That's good to see.
Why, Jason? He
Let's.
didn't have 10 deuce offsuit. He had 10-4 suited. No, it's definitely.
Is that
Joao.
why 10-4 suited?
No, Joao
No.
won't be too tight. He's defending properly so far, for what I've seen. Well, Jason did make it 2.5x, so yeah. Some players might fold it. King Jack suited, more or less a standard 3-bet for Joao Bauer. We haven't seen much for betting, so I don't see a lot of reason to expect
No, I haven't really seen, certainly
to,
haven't seen much
to spew too much.
4-bet bluffing pre in the GPL. I guess
No,
a bit of
no.
a dying kind of a dying art.
I mean, yeah, I still do it myself sometimes, but yeah, it's definitely not as big of a part of our range, our plays, as it used to be.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
Interesting
So you just
stuff.
gotta ask for it.
How many big blinds do we have? That's a question here. 70 something, right? Oh, that's
Yeah.
still quite deep. Let's see how Jason manages to escape losing a lot of chips here. He can start by flat calling. That would help.
Alright. Let's play a high variance game.
Uh-oh.
This is
so long
this
for
could end-
escaping.
This could end badly.
It can easily be 2-0, down it to 2.
Yeah, yeah. Again, well, I mean,
if
we've seen
Jason does
a
it.
lot of games going 2-0. It happened with Nietzsche, Adams. Happened with Aaron Paul.
Jason's
Jaffe.
putting himself in a nasty spot here because we were just talking about there was not a lot of 4 betting and 5 betting, and now actually Xiao is most likely going to shove, and then Jason only beat the lower pairs
Well,
that Xiao will
it's a cooler,
probably
it's a
has
cooler.
flat pre-flop. So
Ouchie, ouchie.
Oh,
Jason
come
Wheeler
on.
all in with 8s against 9s. And hand
No
9
way.
of this game.
yeah,
Two
An 8
outs,
or
two outs
0
going to the river.
points.
And
What did Xiao say there? Got it.
Vamu.
Yeah, he got it.
Good game.
Well,
Yeah, I'm curious.
Vamu for the Sao Paulo Metropolitans.
2-0. I'm curious to see how Xiao would have played like most of his lower pairs there. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have 3-bet like deuces, 3s, 4s, 5s, probably not even 6s, maybe 7s. So when he decides to get it in, Jason only has like the better pair against 7s or pure bluffs. While there was not like a super aggressive dynamic. So I don't know. It's like Jason says, it's high variance. High variance.
Yeah, well, the wheels are coming off for Jason Wheeler. We saw him actually say that say that he was going to, crank up the aggression a bit, and he kind of, after saying that, I guess he picks up 8s. I think he felt like he wanted to follow through with, with the strategy that he'd sort of elected to go with, and I mean, by the time Joao got put in that 50k, it wasn't really looking. I mean, we could see the cards, but
For us
it was a rough spot.
It's easy to see. Next time Xiao opens up ace deuce suited, and then your 8s are in very good shape. So yeah, it's funny. In the beginning of the match, Jason said like he was going to take it very solid and grind, and then hope for
hope for
the Brazilian guy
Joao
to
Bauer to be the
get
impatient one. And
now it seems a bit like Jason. He said a couple times we're going to ramp up the aggression. We're going to take the high variance route. That sounds a little impatient. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Jason is not afraid of action. He just wants to go for it.
We've seen it. I mean, a lot of times on the GPL, a player loses their first game. That sort of does increase the pressure in the second game a lot, and they feel like they want to really, pull a game back straight
Get
away.
This point now.
Yeah, lock up this point. Whatever
he
it
wanted
costs.
this
Let's
point,
crank up the variance. But really unfortunate. I mean, in the end, heads up 8s into 9s is a bit of a cooler, really.
I mean, it is. I mean, it all depends on how aggressive you think your opponent is, and he knows Xiao's game pretty well, probably. So he knows Xiao is not shy of making bluffs himself. I mean, we hadn't seen too many aggressive wars pre-flop, but at one point you expect him to go for it as well, and that's what Jason has to go through.
Yeah.
Like, he has to go for it at that point. You have 8s, and I mean, after he gets in that much money, you are going to call.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, this is going to open up a sort of, at least a 6 points gap between the Sao Paulo Metropolitans and the New York Rounders, which is going to create an interesting dynamic in this Americas conference. Because, I mean, for a long time we've seen the Sao Paulo.
Even. It's about even now, effectively, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
so
Sao Paulo,
yes.
Sao Paulo are going to pull, at least 6 points. Well, possibly 6 points ahead of the Rounders. So, I mean, a sweep would take them 9 points clear of the Rounders. And what we've seen a lot of time is the rush and the moneymakers sort of cut adrift at the bottom. Mm-hmm. So this potentially could sort of make it a two teams of 3, battling out. So that with the top 3 being comfortable, booking their their first class flights to Vegas,
booking suites, champagne.
Yeah, sort of getting excited for their
other stuff.
Their cube appearances. But the Rounders are going to be fighting out. So basically 3 teams down the bottom, fighting out for one place in the playoffs. So
And we're back.
We're going to go to the game, guys.
Third match.
Third and final match. That game
Jason
lasted
Wheeler.
9 hands, and it was
Eager to save a point.
Jason Wheeler hoping the switch in position will have the change that he needs. It worked for.
I have that hand I had queen. Do you remember? When I had queen. Flop was a king.
Oh, he had queen 9.
Mm-hmm.
So raising him free wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah. Jason has the stream open.
Mm-hmm.
So he's seeing what card Xiao has been playing with. He won't see too many crazy stuff from Xiao.
Alright, it would be nice to win a match here.
Yes, Jason, you're
That
gonna
would be
win
nice,
this last
Jason.
match.
You got to do it, son.
You have the chip lead already, so finish it. It's a
Jason
bit early,
Wheeler,
but,
number 38 in the Global Poker Index.
there you go.
You want to know where Joao Bauer is? 2,983.
Hey, that might still be higher than I am. No, actually, I think I'm
I think
somewhere
you're
in the
a bit
middle.
higher
But
than that. That's
it doesn't
Stevie,
mean too
Stevie
much.
Van
like,
Van Zee.
if I do
I'm
well
gonna-
on the IPT Malta here, then
Yeah,
let's
that'll
shoot
maybe
up
a
a
thousand
couple
runners.
spots. No, those tournaments are great. IPTs, I love those. A lot of amateurs, and
Min raise
Yeah,
there.
maybe me, actually.
you're welcome, Roland. Come donate.
I mean, would you abuse me if I showed up at your table? Would you give me an easy rise? Easy
No,
ride.
of course I would abuse you, and then we would start
we'd
to
have a
play
beer
poker,
after-
and then
we'd
I
have a
would
beer at the end of the day.
And I would take your chips with poker as well. Yeah. Let's see what the guys are doing. The button goes to Jason.
Just following up what I was saying in regards to the standings, Eric Dany kindly informing me that the Montreal Nationals can clinch the first playoff spot, the first team guaranteed a spot in
Ah,
playoffs,
okay, yeah.
with a victory over Las Vegas tonight. And Pascal Lefrancois is the one who has the chance to be the first person to guarantee a spot in Vegas.
But to do that, he has to beat Anthony Zino.
Yeah, well, Anthony Zino. Anthony Zino's been a subject of controversy this week on the GPL.
I mean, this guy won
Yeah, I
like
didn't realize it.
16 WPTs.
yeah,
so,
17 WPTs,
Yeah,
and
so,
yeah.
no.
I thought
Obviously.
about it later, actually.
Jason,
I
what
was
does
like, oh, I
Jason say?
probably was suited. Yeah, trying.
Can easily be a float or a raise here.
Back here.
Kind of a funky check raise. I have a feeling Jason's not going to give up easy here. His ace king is very often still the best hand. He does elect to fold. Xiao hasn't been too aggressive, so it's not too weird to give him some credit.
Download the GPL app, guys. This is an essential tool for all the GPL fans. This is available on iOS and Android. Catch up on all the previous GPL matchups. Got all the standings, all the stats on every player. There are 70 players or more in the GPL. And obviously the merchandise store can be accessed from the GPL TV app, where you'll be able to find hats, hoodies,
Pocket
and
eights.
t-shirts. And pocket eights.
Pocket eights again. Jason
Pocket
looking
eights.
to get even with pocket eights here. Well, he can potentially if an 8 comes off and a jack comes off. Nah, it's probably not gonna end up in stacks. But he does need an 8. Yeah, I'm gonna search in my database how much I've played with Xiao. Curious to see. I don't remember too much of it, but I must have played quite a bunch with him. Seems very solid so far. I'm impressed. Plays very well. For what I've been able to see, of course. And it feels like he has quite some heads-up experience. He seems to be very comfortable, seems to know what he's doing. I haven't seen him do really weird things. I'm definitely not a heads-up professional, but I do end up in some tournaments every now and then. Heads up,
Sick
so
brag. Sick brag, Steven Van Zelenhoff.
No, so I try to work on my game a lot.
Basically, I don't specialize in heads up, but I just get heads up in so many tournaments. I end up playing a lot.
No, I did not say much. I want to end up even in more tournaments. That's why I want to specialize in that game. No, that's where the big money is. If you end up in a tournament heads up, then actually a new tournament starts that is gonna get you the first place prize. So yeah, it makes sense to work on your heads up game as well as a tournament professional. equity for Joao Bauer
One
here.
of those good spots to lead again, but I'm definitely. What?
Jason
What is this guy?
kind of puzzled here.
Yeah, we'll see the river.
Boom! Jason gets there. Kind of a light peel, I guess. And he gets the straight.
Yeah,
And
he's
it happens to be good. He's not gonna get rich this hand though.
just messing around.
Freaking out the Twitch chat by talking while I'm actually looking forward at the camera.
Why? What? What's wrong with talking?
Oh
One
no,
of
no,
those, it was a good
I'm talking in the
spot, so he
Twitch chat
tried to
as
put on
they're
the pressure,
watching me.
but I had it.
Oh,
so-
set.
Oh, it.
Good hand here for Joao Bauer, but luckily for Jason, he doesn't have too much to pay off with. Not exactly the board to start bluffing on.
Wow, a set. That must be nice.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to
Nice.
flop a set?
Nice live. It's been a while. I've been doing a lot of commentary last couple of days.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I haven't played too much poker.
I flopped a set in 2011.
when there
and,
was still snow on Aruba.
Yeah. The UK was still in the European Union.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made. 4 high. Not gonna lose any
Jason
chips.
gets the walk. It's always nice to win a pot.
One more minute, and we'll be playing 400, 800 in the last game of this match. Jason Wheeler looking to save his honor and get some chips, some points. I keep confusing chips and points. Why do I think in chips?
Yeah, because you're a poker player.
Might have to do with my.
And you haven't,
job,
you
yeah.
don't have the. Everyone,
Probably
we've
would've
had the
three-bet
GPL.
there, just
Yeah, I haven't played
Like
a GPL
going
match
on a
yet,
little
so
bit.
maybe they will teach me to think in points.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an employee of the company as well, so I mean, the GPL is like basically, they've cut open my brain and basically like inserted the
You
GPL.
are the GPL now. Yeah, makes sense. The Amsterdam Admirals, like we say. Maybe one day I'll be in there.
I think
European
that's
League,
it. When we're taking
America
League. Suggestions for season 2.
Asian League, like 4 leagues, battling it out in a bigger final. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the picture.
The possibilities are,
Endless.
endless. There's a lot of ways we can go.
The Malta,
The
Malta Mavericks.
Malta Mavericks. One thing we do know about season 2 of the GPL: trades will be allowed.
I heard
Yeah.
so. Yeah, will be interesting to see who is going where and why.
Remember at the draft, the draft was completed and people were talking about trades.
a lot of
And,
calls.
no
You
one
must
quite
be
knew
getting
what the,
really
s-
bad cards at the moment.
Yeah, I agree with Jason. We've seen some crappy hands. Not too much action.
If you 3-bet that, we were going to see some cards for sure.
Jason threatening his opponent with seeing a flop there. As he should.
Yeah, one of the least scary threats on the spectrum of threats.
Well, I mean, if you're
I mean-
dominated by
I
king
mean,
jack
a knife is a more threatening.
well, in
prospect
Holland,
than,
I don't know if that's actually an English saying. In Holland, we can say like we play with a knife on the table.
Oh, okay. No, we
Literally.
don't. No, we don't have
No? Okay. Het mes op tafel. So here, in this match, you could say they're playing with the knife on the table, ladies and gentlemen. Heart to heart. What happened here? Joao Bauer limp folded.
Jabba, no, I
deuce off.
think it was just a raise 3-bet.
We're
I
playing
think he
800.
min raised to 1600. Jason
Okay,
Wheeler made it
okay,
48, and Zhao laid
Yeah,
down.
I mean it's definitely a hand that's dominated very often if you get 3-bet by a not too overly wide range. So
Yeah. I mean, there are
Yeah,
players
he-
who just don't really lay down aces heads up. But I mean, in that spot,
Yeah, it's probably close as far as I know. Like I said, I'm not a heads-up professional, but it's probably relatively close. All depends, again, of course, on the range that your opponent decides to 3-bet. Shao plays really fast as well. Yeah, he doesn't seem to waste any time in standard decisions. I like that. Some people are worried they give away information if they speed up with some of their hands, but most of the times that's not really true, and they can really.
Kind of felt the 3-bet coming. I almost just folded, but
Well, Jason, you play
Oh,
a range.
gets the call.
all right, good. He didn't 3-bet.
Flopping a pair is always nice in heads-up poker.
It's nice when you feel a 3-bet coming and they don't actually 3-bet.
No, I mean, sometimes you do feel like in timing and dynamic that some spots are more likely for your opponent to take the spot to 3-bet, and indeed I do
Might find a
sometimes
hero here.
fold a bit tighter for that. Makes sense.
Rick on river.
Pretty bricky.
Decent brick. Probably just hero.
Full house.
I check.
Do you value bet though? Xiao will have some better full houses that he can play this way. Not too many because he will probably have value bet 6s, but maybe he will check his 4s. Can even value bet those against ace high hands. The value bet seems fine.
Backdoor
Yeah,
possibilities
I mean,
for Joao Bauer
It's
here.
jack high, but it's more than just that. It's like a very nice looking jack high there. Worth a c-bet for Xiao. Doesn't even matter. I mean, you can also check. This hand is not over if you check. A lot of people are afraid to check this hand into their checking range because they think they will never win the pot anymore. That's just not true. A lot of good stuff can happen on the turn as well. You can pick up equity, you can get a good card for your range that you can bluff. But a c-bet is definitely a fine way to play that hand. Two pairs. Gonna win the hand.
Big hand for Joao
I'm
Bauer.
kind of worried for Jason. He is at least gonna call a 3-bet here, I guess, if Xiao doesn't choose like a ridiculously big sizing, which he doesn't.
All right, let's hit a good board. It's about time.
Very good flopping
Play a
hand
big
for
pot.
Jason. Red cards for Jason. Or an up and
That's
down.
Okay.
pretty reasonable.
Let's see who puts in the most
Red
aggression.
4 on the turn.
Xiao doesn't have a lot of reason to put in a lot of aggression, and Jason does because he only has like 6 high, so. And he's not folding. Right here. And I can't really see Xiao put in a lot of money aggressively
Oh,
on
There it is.
a lot of turns, so.
And this could spell a lot of danger for
It's really nasty for
Joao
Xiao.
Bauer. Gives
Yeah.
him more equity in the hand.
Probably gonna check this hand and then call off. Because he has the best hand every now and then.
Oh, he's
Or
just
he
going to
just
shove
likes to
into
jam
the
it.
nuts.
I don't know if I
Well,
like
not
that.
the nuts, but the effective nuts.
I don't think I like that actually, because he only makes
At least we get one out of
an
it.
ace call here. So.
Good game.
Nice hand for Jason and the comeback.
Yeah, nicely done there from Jason Wheeler.
Straight. It's a good hand.
It's good to make
I
straight.
like it.
He salvages a 3 points there for the New York Rounders. It felt like there was something brewing in that hand. We saw Zhao with the 10s. Jason definitely wasn't, in any
wasn't
mood
going
to
anywhere.
go anywhere. The
No, no.
6-5 of hearts. It kind of felt, and then we did see the action turn card that we.
Yeah.
We
Interesting,
always,
interesting
call
shove
for.
from Xiao there. Like I said, I'm not the best player in the world, but I would like to hear his thoughts on that because now he kind of shoved it in, not getting
Yeah, he very
faults
rarely,
from better hands.
very rarely gets his money in good there.
I mean, Jason never has jacks there because the money goes in pre-flop. So the only hand he's trying to make him fold is basically ace-x, which I think on a board with this many draws, he probably wouldn't fold very often. So then you're probably better off checking with all your equity. Like he has a straight draw, he has very often the best hand. So, but okay, if somebody is better at heads-up poker than I am, then please let me know. No, they easily might actually. I mean, there's a lot of grinders that grind like heads-up sit and goes and whatever. So I'm actually really curious, like. Is that the best way to play your hand with your tens there? You can tell me maybe. What would you do with your tens?
Can I get back to you with a written response? I'm going to.
In 3,
I'm
4.
going to Skype Jonathan Little.
It's something about you said earlier that for some people in some situations it feels like you want the hand to be over. It's actually I'm not blaming Xiao here for making a bad move because I honestly don't know. I do know that it's like a mistake I used to make a lot myself by being a bit too aggressive in spots like these on the turn, because then you feel like you can prevent a difficult river spot. Yeah. Because if you get your money, you said this earlier. If you get your money in, you don't have to make a decision.
And that's very much a spot where, I mean, as an amateur, I can see, he gets his money in. And he turns, he picks up the up and down draw, gets his money in, the action's off him. Yeah. He hopes his opponent doesn't have a better hand. But I mean,
and if he checks, he is going to face like very difficult decisions. Not even on the river only, on the turn as well. He gives Jason the opportunity to do like fancy stuff, to bluff, whatever. That's going to force you to make difficult decisions. But that is what poker is, to play your hand, you play your range actually, in the way that it makes you the most money in the long term. And that might have been here to check and move your decision to the river, which wouldn't surprise me if it would be the best way. But he might have himself actually a good explanation for that. Maybe we can get a winner interview with them.
I don't know. Well, I think actually we're going to go to Laura Cornelius in-house, who may be conducting a loser interview. Oh, no interview. Just Laura Cornelius in the lounge. Over to you.
I'm ready.
Thank you, Stephen, and Roland there. No interview, well, that makes me sad. But congratulations to the Sao Paulo Mets there and Joao Bauer, who was able to take the 6 points down for them. Jason Wheeler of the New York Rounders able to score the 3 points in that last and third game there. So let's take a look now at how those points affect the Americas Conference standings. Well, as you can see, the New York Rounders stay in 4th place with 137 points. The Sao Paulo Mets also stay in 3rd place with 154 points. We mentioned before the game started, the places with the Sao Paulo and New York would not change. No matter what happened in that game, they would still remain in 3rd and 4th place. But as you can see, the Sao Paulo Mets slightly closer to 2nd place LA Sunset now, though they had a good start to the day as well. 6 points was scored by Aaron Paul, which keeps them firmly in 2nd and encroaching into that 1st place position, which is where the Montreal Nationals lie. And we are still to see the Montreal Nationals play a little bit later. We're going to be seeing 1st place Montreal Nationals fighting it out with last place Las Vegas Moneymakers. Pascal Francois will be back in action, and he will be facing Anthony Zeno. That is coming up in just over an hour, 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, or in fact 9:30 p.m. Central European time. So that's coming up very soon. For those of you that enjoyed our pop quiz on the first break of the evening, well, you're in for some luck, because we have another pop quiz coming your way. I hope you are have got your answers ready. So get ready for that pop quiz coming up very soon. So do join us back here at the Global Poker League for that final match of the evening, when the Montreal Nationals, Pascal Francois, will be taking on the Las Vegas Moneymakers, Anthony Zeno. See you back there then.
Spade, I win!
calls in 2 seconds.
Kings for London! Nicky Cohen has done it!
Not a good feeling.